Hey everybody, welcome back to the PogPod. This is your amazing, most beautiful host, Albus Prime, aka Gage, aka Cohen, aka whatever you want to call me. I'm joined today by my lovely, lovely other host, King.
Yo.
Yo,
It has
yo.
been a while. It has been a
while.
very long time.
And you want to know what happened? You want to know what happened?
One word.
Life. Yeah, life.
Life. Go
Shit
fuck
happens.
yourselves.
Yeah.
Go fuck
Okay.
yourselves.
And
Anyways.
our special guest today.
Our first ever guest. Ever. Who is it that has the honours, Gage?
It is our music man, Mr. Jay himself.
Hello.
The first ever
How we
guest.
doing?
The man behind the music. Unforgiven, or Jay.
Good
Nice
old
to meet
Jay.
you, Jay.
How we doing? How we doing tonight, boys?
He's doing good. Fun fact, we've actually known Jay for as long as we've known each other, I think.
Just under the amount of time, but getting close.
Yeah.
No. I don't think it's been that long because you guys.
No,
met.
it has been a while. Like 2 years we've known you.
We probably haven't been like in a server together for that long, but
Yeah, we've known of each other for a long
Yeah,
time.
we've
known
RP'd with
of-
each other.
Yeah, I've known of Kingsley longer than I've known of you, Gage.
Okay, we'll start with that then, Jay.
Yeah.
How did you meet us?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did you come from? Who are you?
Well, I remember. Well, I mean, you'll probably have to correct me on a few of the details here, but I remember we were on TMDRP like we always did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were your own little clique, I remember, and then I showed up to one of your, because you guys did it publicly publicly back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up to one of those, and I kind of, did my own thing, joined in with the group. I feel like I meshed pretty well back then.
Mm-hmm.
And then, how long was it? A few months went by or something?
Yeah, it was.
A few months went by. You guys were RPing elsewhere.
Yeah, we privatized.
Yeah.
But you guys had gone to you guys had actually formed a Discord server and done it all that way.
At that point, yeah. We were more organized. As organized as we could be.
And then And then of course Kingsley, you recognized my name on the player list. So you asked for my Discord.
Yeah, it was I was waiting for other people to get on, so I was just on the Havoc server, and I went to CDC where there was a public RP, and I saw your name on the playlist. I was like, I know that guy. Where do I know that guy? And
where have I
clocked.
seen this man?
So I gave you a message, and I was like, yo, do you remember me and shit? And you were like, yeah. And then we got talking, and I was like, okay, what's your Discord? And we started talking there. And then what happened there? Did you join? Did you leave? Did you kick my ass?
Still, some days I wish I could do the No, you pretty much just gave me the standard Q&A of RP characteristics, and of course a little bit of basic personal info, and then you sent me the invite link to the Discord server, and here we are.
And here we
almost 2.5 years later.
2.5 years.
Contrary to popular belief, we don't just let anybody hang out with us.
Well, we don't let anyone hang out with us anymore.
We don't let anybody. No,
not anymore.
We've learned our lesson from that one.
Yeah, we learned a big lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you actually get into RP? Yeah. What's your earliest memory of RP?
Oh my gosh. This is going back even farther.
I was gonna say, if you asked me that question, I would have to go far back.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly. I couldn't tell you exactly when I started RPing, but
just the first thing that comes to mind, really.
Well, I actually started out on various servers, creative servers. I would look around because back then creative servers were huge.
Yeah, they were.
This was 2015, 2016, probably. Maybe earlier than that, but I would just look around and see what was being advertised. I'd go there and I mean, of course, it was either I liked doing what was called MYOR, make your own role.
Oh, okay.
So I would do that a lot, but there were also RPs with preset roles that I would choose one from there and then just kind of jump in with the story.
So is that how you began making your own characters and shit?
Right. God, what was my first character's name? I think it was Michael. I had a character
Okay.
named Michael at first, and then that was my main one for a while. That was actually the one that I was playing when I joined Havoc for the first time.
Okay.
I would play as Michael, and I would run around. There was actually somebody that I met on there, and we had an RP in our private messages.
Oh,
We did
cool.
that for over a year, I think. We kept that one going.
Jesus. Was this like back 2015 time, 2016-ish?
Yeah. I was just getting into high school, and I met her, and I started RPing with her for about a year.
Damn. So
And then,
how is it that you found yourself on Havoc? Was it through watching The Walking Dead, or did you just find it on like a server list, or?
well, Havoc, I mean, back then, and it still is, it's known for its Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had known of The Walking Dead at that point. Obviously, I've since watched the whole show, and I'm caught up all the way up to season 11.
Yeah.
But back then, I was developing an interest for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I looked around for servers that had The Walking Dead. I'm like, this is because I think it was the number one server at the time.
It was, yeah, because that's how I found it.
Immensely popular.
It was the top server for a while, and it still is up there with.
It's still got a
Yeah.
pretty big player base. I've
Yeah.
been on there recently, and I've seen like
It's just that the
60
RP
people.
scene died. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm. That was kind of sad. You would think that it would have improved with the
yeah,
state of
they
the
just
world
kind
and
of
all that,
neglected
but
it. But
just kind of fell apart.
that's how I got to Havoc, though. I got introduced to The Walking Dead in like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was big into Minecraft. I used to play a townie server, and then when I started watching The Walking Dead, I was like, shit! Imagine there was a Walking Dead server. And then I
Well,
looked it up on YouTube, and there was like a YouTuber who used to play it a fuck ton. But he did the PvP, and I was like, oh, I could be sick at that. And then I joined. I was like, all right, to get me into it, I'll do the PvE. And then I found the huge RP scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And that's the first time
Yeah.
I was introduced to RP. I was like, wait, you're telling me I can make my own person and be in The Walking Dead pretty much?
Be in the Walking Dead
Yeah. I was
cinematic
like,
universe.
I could be a character. I was like, there's already loads of characters from the show. Like, I remember there was a time when the Negan first got introduced in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And as a group, we banded together to recreate the scene. And one of the characters I had took the bat to the head, and I thought that was so cool. I was like, "Oh my god, I did it!" But
I think I enjoyed it more because you could be in the same, I guess, universe as all the other characters, but it was
with your own story.
You can make your own story with it. Exactly.
My experience with RP is like it didn't like even start with Minecraft, I say, and I guess it's like a ways back. When I started RPing, I was probably, I don't know, this is gonna sound whack, like 8 or 9.
Well, you've done acting like in real life, so it
Yeah,
kind of like transfers
that's
over.
yeah, I've done that, and that's like my first real experience with RP. There was this app on iOS. It might be on Android, and it's still up to this day. It's owned by a different company now, but it's called Survival. It's not Survival Craft. What is it? It's like, I was really into Hunger Games, so naturally I would be like, oh, let's look for like Hunger Games maps. You know what I'm saying? Or like Hunger Games, like video games. And it was like this Minecraft, and of course I love Minecraft at that age. So I was like, Hunger Games, and then there was like you said, that huge RP scene on there, and I was like, what? And then that died off, and then I went to Gary's mod, and I did like Jedi RP and things like that.
Oh
And
shit!
then, oh yeah,
Gosh, yeah.
and then Minecraft, and obviously the RP scene on Minecraft is kind of starting to die down now. But now I'm pretty heavily invested in like Discord RP now. I'd say that's probably where I do most of my stuff.
That's probably what's taking off right now, as the other one's dying down.
Well, it's like a lack of not having a platform to like do it, because Minecraft obviously is a really good platform, but you have to do it right, and it's so much work to get it to right there. But one platform that's really like popping off is like GTA RP. Like that's
Oh yeah.
The no pixel GTA RP server is so good. If I could
Yeah.
join that, I would.
Oh yeah, but like things like that. Like the RP scene is like to us it feels like it's gone nowhere but like we just have to open our eyes and see it's like huge.
It's not gone. It's just moved to other platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're the ones who are gone. We need to evolve with it.
Yeah, we need to like sign of the times.
What would you say, Jay, is like your favorite RP memory? It doesn't just have to be with our group, it could be a separate one.
Right,
but-
right.
You know what, you could do both. Your favorite memory outside this group and your favorite memory of RP with this group.
Okay, so outside the group, probably the person I RP'd with for a year. We had a very actually it was a pretty continuous story. I don't remember all of it, but
I was going to say that must be like an
No.
interesting read, being able to read all of that, because that would have been fun.
Oh yeah, we kept it going and going and going and going. We were adding new characters. We were killing old ones off. For
Shit.
about a year. I think at one point I was playing about 6 different characters at once.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Because remember, there were only 2 of us that were RPing. It was me and some
That's
other
true.
person in our Minecraft private messaging system. So we could only have 2 people, and we made it work. It probably wasn't as good as it is now because I've matured and grown up a little bit, but
Yeah.
not really. But I mean, it was still fun to just play. Because I remember there was a group that my character ran into in the prison that had, I think, 6 prisoners in it, and I had to play all 6 of them because the other person was off doing their own thing. But I mean, I think I made it work.
I mean, if it went on for over a year, then
If it went on
definitely
for
worked.
about a year, yeah. And that's not just the prison group. Of course, there were a whole bunch of other characters that came and went. But yeah, that would be outside this group. Inside the group, you guys have had a lot more than I have because I joined in the RP pretty much at the end.
Yeah.
Or I officially joined in. Of course, I think I was in the RP when it began.
At the end of like the glory days of when we
The
all did
glory
RP
days.
together, and
When
when
we
we were all
Glory
like,
days.
when we were all super interested in RP, that was when you joined sadly and stuff like that.
If only we knew those were the glory days before it was over.
Oh yeah, I miss it because that's some of like the last times like we all really RP'd together.
Mm-hmm.
Was over, in 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's that memory? The one that really stands out about that RP? Which one do you think it would be?
Probably, I don't want to sound narcissistic or like egotistical, but probably all the parts that I was in, which again wasn't a lot, but like, and not just me, like everybody else.
Just wherever you were involved, you enjoyed it to the max.
Well, like not like when my character was directly involved. I mean, like when
I mean just like being there.
Right, when I was actively either participating or observing the RPs. So just that whole Ericsson section.
My favorite like thing of RPing with you, like especially in that Ericsson section and things like that, was when we were in the basement, like kind of like fixing this generator type thing, and then we got into this big fight in the basement or something. That was fun.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that fight.
It was the beginning of the whole Flint saga, and they did the like hidden like attack on the bases like generators and stuff, and obviously your character was an engineer, so you were fixing it. And then there was like an ambush in the basement. It was sick.
Yeah,
that was fun to observe.
Unfortunately, I don't remember that. I remember there being a bomb down there that we had to go defuse.
That's one of the like best things. Even when you're not participating in it, even just watching all the scenarios around you happen, it's so fun.
Mm-hmm. Like I think, like I remember my character. We were trying to fix the generator. I lost a lot of the gas that would have powered the generator, and of course, winter was approaching at that point.
Yeah.
So my character kind of doomed us all to wear coats and all this other stuff that we actually.
You were the cause.
I was the cause of
Of leather.
Of leather. That was but we made stuff out of, I want to say, bed linens and bed sheets and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. Like, we had a few people in the group tear that up and sew it into clothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably the most unique thing I've seen, like, in terms of a survival standpoint.
Oh yeah.
The environment, like manipulation, like tearing up the bed sheets, like
Right. That's another thing of what makes this style of RP that I did so much better, because like the other one, we kind of did that, but not really. We just kind of, it was more of the characters that were being impacted rather than everything else around them. But then I
RP.
got here, and then of course, you guys tore up the sheets. I think I burned down the main building.
jeez.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that, by the way.
Sorry about that one.
Our
My bad.
RPs are our RPs were definitely like, I don't want to say revolutionary because that's a big word, but like
Can you spell
definitely.
revolutionary?
REV. No.
USA.
Nah, but like they were so progressive, like in the things we did. Like I see people like just now starting to do the things that we did.
That's fair.
I don't like thinking about that. I don't want to feel like we're the old generation.
We
Well,
are
we
the
kinda
new
are.
generation.
No, we're not the old generation because I
We
mean,
are.
obviously, I'm probably more involved in the RP scene nowadays than you two are.
Because we're old men, Jay.
We're old. We're
retired.
We're grown up. We're retired. We're veterans.
Retired role players right here.
But I mean, if we really wanted to do it like we used to, we definitely could. We have all the resources in front of us. It's
100%.
just there's a lack of interest and a lack of time, really.
It also took us a year to burn the bug out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of put light onto that. The last PogPod was released December 24th.
It was the Christmas special.
It was the
of-
Christmas special.
of 2020.
Yeah,
We were like,
December.
we'll see you in like 3 weeks. We're gonna come back in
See
the
you
new year.
after New Year's.
Yeah.
Over
I
a
mean,
year later.
technically, we are just after New Year's right now. We weren't lying.
Yes.
I mean, it's
We just-
Saturday, January 22nd, 2022.
We never gave a year. We said in a few weeks. We never gave a year.
That's true. I mean, a year is just a whole bunch of weeks.
Exactly.
I think it's what, 50,
it's crazy.
52 weeks.
What's crazier though is it's been a year since the last PogPod, which means this group's been alive for a whole extra year. Which
Without this.
it's crazy. There was RPs in that year though. There was. We had a good story going last time we did. We did one.
We need to do that again, but
That would be fun to kickstart again.
Like, if we really could, I mean,
we could.
Theoretically, all the three of us could sit down after this PogPod and then write some shit out.
It's just whether people would be interested in it. That's the only thing.
That's the point. Yeah, like great friend of ours, Gigi. She said multiple times like she would love to RP, but she's just it's not.
She just fell out of love with it.
Yeah, it doesn't entertain her.
It doesn't hit the same. Like the first time we did it, the greatest memories of my life. But it's just kind of like I want that spark back, and I think it's impossible to get that spark back.
I think for most people nowadays, it feels more like a chore than something you do for enjoyment, because it's like, oh, RP in like 30 minutes, who's down? It's just like there's no general buzz of excitement.
It's like, oh, I guess I'll get on, rather than, oh my god, actually start now, not in 15 minutes, start now.
Right, and of course, stuff has gotten in the way of that, but that's out of our control.
We're just old now.
We're just old now. Yeah.
The first time I ever RP'd was 2014 on an original character I made called, I think it was Ashton.
Ashton, of course it fucking was.
Yeah,
of course.
I like Ash.
When was the last time you guys like actually RP'd? I'm curious.
Fuck. You're making my brain work there, Jesus. It was. I couldn't give you a date, but it was in the Clubhouse RP, we'd moved to the prison where our friend Eric was playing the warden of the prison.
Yeah.
And we met him, and then we were like, all right, that was fun, guys. Good night. We'll continue this like tomorrow or like the day after. And then we all got off, and then life hit us like a truck.
Yeah.
Like we
So-
had school, people. Some of us got any jobs at that point. It was just
Jobs, school, COVID started to die down, so people were leaving the house more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Universities, college.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Gage got a girlfriend like a nerd.
Yeah, that was on the PogPod.
It was.
It was.
It was like the second episode when you had the pregnancy scare.
Yeah.
God, that's gonna get out one day, and I'm gonna kill myself.
Or Sam
but
was gonna kill you.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's like for y'all, but me, I stayed pretty active in it, or I stayed pretty active in it. By someone who's like extremely active in it, they'd be like, "Oh, you're only in like every once in a while," but I stayed pretty active in it. Like I said, I do a lot of the Discord RPs still to this day.
I think I definitely got to join one. I might see if I can find like an apocalyptic Discord one to get into,
You just
because you can get in. You can do the Discord RPs literally anytime, anywhere.
Oh yeah, like that's what I do mostly. Like I'll be laying in bed on my phone and I like respond. Like I've done like Camp Half Blood, Hunger Games. I've done like 1870s Britain. I've done like the Outer Banks one that I'm in.
Okay.
Marvel. I've done like all sorts of these just RPs. I did a pirate one for a little while.
There's just a whole bunch more options that you really can't do on any other platform.
There really are, and a big thing that you can do, you can make your own, which is so much easier. Like you can actually like make your own little server, and as you make your own little server, it's your own little world.
Right.
Jay, if you could start like your own RP Discord, what theme do you think you'd go for?
I mean, well, going back to the previous question of like, did you guys still RP? I RP'd a little bit. I stayed with the apocalyptic theme a lot. I bounced around like all these big high pixel housings, and I would just look for apocalyptic RPs, and I'd hop in there and see what was going on. And most of them were all right. I mean, they're high pixel. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting like a hardcore realism based RP like we did. I mean, but that's probably what I would do as a Discord RP, is kind of
hardcore realism,
like what we did.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
I like
fair.
it. I like it when it's a lot more like taken seriously.
Yeah, when you can mentally put yourself in there, and it's not like a joke or no one's taking the piss. It's a lot more enjoyable because you feel more immersed. It's like starting a new game.
Right, like if I can close my eyes and I can open them and I can just see myself running down a street with a horde after me and limited ammo, I would love that.
Exactly, that's like the best part.
That's the best part of the realistic RPs, and not the.
It's also even better when you create your own unique character, because it's all you. It's not, okay, I'm gonna play this character from this show.
No.
You make them yourself, so you relate to them all, and you can do whatever you want with them because there's no pre-written material.
Right, you can.
So when you enter that little space in your head where you're picturing yourself running down the street with a horde after you, limited ammo, and you're Michael, as you said your character was called earlier, instead of fucking Rick Grimes, you're more immersed because it's you, not anyone else.
Because you can like pick out what emotions are going through their head, how they're moving, what they're doing. You can you grow emotionally attached when you inevitably kill them off.
Yeah, it's my character Kingsley. I am so like attached to that character. I've written his death many a time, but I've also written his like success stories many a time. I've made him lose to succeed. I've made him succeed to eventually lose. I've done everything with him.
Right.
It's like it becomes like a part of you. And I think that's something you two could definitely relate to with.
It is.
Oh yeah.
It is still a part of you. It's your name on everything.
Yeah, it's literally.
Like those characters that we made. I mean, like I'm getting called those names to this day, and it sucks to feel that like because it's a genuine worry that that story that we planned out together might not happen. You know, that's a very real conversation to have, because I know me and King, like we've talked about King Engage's endings multiple times. We talked about all of our endings multiple times. We all have, and it's a very surreal thing to think about that might not get to happen. But it's not like we don't have the resources to do that thing. It's just
we don't have the drive to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I think we need like fresh faces, and I've said this before, but I feel like we need people. We need new ideas. We need people circling in and out, because don't get me wrong, this little group that we have is great, and I'm going to be forever thankful for it. But if we just have the same people, we're going to keep circling in and out of these same ideas.
Well, I think that's true. And I think the one person who we could learn from is our friend Jen.
Yeah.
She is heavily involved in a thing called SRP or School RP. She used to play it like years ago, and then she like stopped, and then she came with us and she did her thing, and that was all new and exciting. But now that our thing of RP has like died down, she reconnected with SRP, and now we barely see her.
Yeah.
Like it's a privilege to see her right now.
Shit.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. No, we're kidding. We love her, but it's like a privilege to see her now because she's so invested in this SRP and this new law. Like, she has a whole new group of friends that are some old, like some new, some fresh faces, new ideas, new type, new storylines, new characters. And I'm not jealous. I wouldn't say it.
But he's jealous.
That I'm jealous.
He's jealous.
But I'm jealous. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not jealous, but I'm jealous because I don't want what she's having. I don't want that experience. I want that feeling. I want that feeling of like the fresh new RP type thing.
Well, that was a big thing for me, and I know because Lucas dabbles in Discord RP too. Like that community never went away. It's just you gotta find it, and if you because we kind of had this conversation earlier about how Discord RP isn't exactly immersed and stuff like that. Jen got lucky with finding that SRP still up and running.
Very lucky, yeah.
Very.
Yeah. So you need to be open to different ideas. You know?
Yeah.
It's definitely something I'm gonna consider from now on. There's Discord RPs. I gotta do it. I want to get back into it. This talk has motivated me. Fuck you guys, because I'm gonna get addicted to it again. I'm gonna have no time for responsibilities.
But
you're gonna create a new one, and we'll be at square one all over again.
Yep, there we go.
But it's not like Havoc went anywhere. Like we still have the tools to do a TMD RP. We have. I mean, effectively, like we're sitting here complaining, but we have more tools than we started off with.
That's true.
You know?
Right, and just in that server alone, there's other RPs that you can do now, because there's the Craft That Father RP. You can do Mind Wars now.
Yes, which is Star Wars, and then
Star Wars and GTA. Yep.
Both have their own respective servers outside of Havoc as well.
Right.
That are amazing. You know, there's a server that I've found some fun on is called Creative Fun. It's it's not small, but it's not huge. It's like it's kind of like Jay said, kind of like make your own role, but basically you build this world, you get a plot of land and you build this world and you RP. That's all these people do is RP on this world. And it's something that, we still have those tools. We
You
just
just
need to
got to
do
look
it.
for it.
Yeah, you just got to do it.
That's very true. That is very, very true. Do you think it's kind of like a two-part, this question? It's for both of you. Do you think any RPs you do now, you use old original characters for, or do you like reinvent them and stuff like that? And also, who do you think is your favorite original character? Because obviously we've all had a shit ton.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Jay. Who do you think is like your favorite that you've created yourself?
Out of like in any RP I've ever done.
Any RP, any character.
I mean, I like both the characters I've played as in our group's RPs, Jacob and Andrew. Andrew, of course, being my engineering student who was at Ericsson with the original RP.
Mm.
And then there's Jacob, he's a biker that I played in the reboot of the RP.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've had a richer character development with Jacob rather than Andrew, because when I played Andrew, I was just kind of getting back into the swing of things. I'm pretty sure I had taken a hiatus from RP at that point, but with Andrew, it was refreshing. I was a little bit slower to know what I was really doing, and of course, I was in a story almost at the end.
Yeah.
With Jacob, because with this reboot, we took it closer to the beginning of when everything went down.
Yeah, we did.
So I felt like I could more effectively play someone who was still adjusting to the new way of life of living in the end of the world. Because I think the best moment I had with Jacob out of any RP was one of the original reboots for the clubhouse, where Jacob killed a man.
I remember. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah,
I knew it because you were the first person
out of
group
anybody in the group
to kill a human.
Because
Can I just say, the way this man acted that out was phenomenal. I was mid conversation and story with someone, and I stopped just to read it because it was phenomenal the way he acted it out. It was beautiful. It was also insanely realistic to the point I think he has killed a man before, and he was just reenacting it.
Shh, don't blow my cover.
Shh.
Don't know. No. But I mean, like I said, a lot richer character development because I had really never done anything like that up until that point. Because I'd always played characters that were, well, not completely adjusted to everything, but like they had done it enough times to where they weren't exactly affected by it anymore.
Yeah. So would you say Jacob was? You're like you were proudest of that character because of the way you handled.
Yeah. Jacob was definitely is my most realistic character, I think, out of either one. I mean, Andrew was okay too, but I think Jacob is probably my best character so far.
So do you think you'd ever use Jacob again, or do you think you are happy with how you used him, so you kind of want to put him to rest?
You mean like in this news story that we have? Like, do I want to keep playing him?
If you were ever to, just hypothetically, if you were ever to go into a Walking Dead themed story again, would you leave Jacob to rest, or would you bring him back and do it all again with him?
I think I've done both actually. Like I've gone back to public RP a little bit. Well, no, that's not true. I haven't done that.
Liar.
Liar. Yeah. Caught in 4K. I've gone on Hypixel. I don't think I've played Jacob outside of the TMD RPs. I've tried to write new characters that are similar, but of course they don't share the same name. Like the one that, yeah.
It's tough because when you write a new character and you start using them, the old character's not gone. It's not a real person. You can't kill it because you can always just rewrite them.
Well,
but
yeah.
It still feels like they're gone when you play a new person. Like
it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, I did it long ago with Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wrote him off and then brought in a new character called Oliver, and it just didn't feel the same at all. I felt like I was like wearing someone else's shoes, and
Exactly.
it didn't feel right. And then I kind of warped the story to the point where I could play them both, which was a lot better.
Mhm.
And I got a really good story out of it, which I'm lucky about. But if I'd have kind of just said bye to Kingsley, I feel like my RP story would have ended so much quicker.
Exactly. Like with this new RP that we're doing right now, if I were to kill off Jacob, which spoiler warning, I might do. I don't know how I would play a different character because I've spent so much time across different reboots just developing his character in different ways that I don't know how I would do it with anybody else.
Yeah,
It almost feels natural to me at this
to be
point
Jacob.
to be Jacob. Like I could snap into the character of
Sam.
a biker who's not quite adjusted to everything yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, he's working on it now. But like
He's getting there.
actually, no. In this current story, he hasn't killed anybody,
Damn.
any living person yet.
I love creating new original characters, but I always go back to Kingsley eventually. I always find a way to
It
include
always
him.
circles back around.
Yeah. Which it sucks, but it doesn't. But I do love creating. The one thing I do love doing is villains. I love creating villains. Villains is like that's my prime, which is scary because I shouldn't be the best with the serial
Shouldn't be the
killers. And
best with
like,
the worst.
yeah, I shouldn't be the best with the worst. However, listen, Brits play the best villains. Okay, we're the best. But I don't know. Making a villain is so much more fun. Like Mr. Flint was sinister.
That was the only
He
one
was
I saw, so
really good.
can't really compare it to anything because that was the only one I actually met. But
Yeah,
he was
he
really
was
good.
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver became a villain. He was Kingsley's cousin, who he more sought revenge, and he wanted what Kingsley had but couldn't, so fought
Right.
for it. Whereas Mr. Flint was literally just an embodiment of chaos, whose mind was corrupted by the apocalypse, and he saw no return and wanted no return.
He was comfortable with the way it was, and he wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everybody else was too, for better or worse.
Yeah, he wanted to show that like the group were no better than him,
Right.
and they would end up like him or dead, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was sick. I really enjoyed that. I think that weirdly enough, I was there for the whole RP. In fact, I started the motherfucker.
Yeah.
However, I think my favorite part of it is the exact same as yours, the Ericsson's part.
The end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just such a good way to cap it. Well, of course, we didn't want to cap it off there, but we were getting close to
No,
it.
we were very close to.
Stuff happened.
I was planning on it.
Yeah, but stuff happened, so we capped it
Yeah.
off early. But having
Again,
said
life
that,
got in the way.
life drama,
Drama.
the
Sucks.
usual.
The cash.
Yeah, the usual. But I think for where we capped it off on that RP, it was probably the best case scenario.
Well, I have my own ending for that, and I'm sure you do too.
We did. We enacted our own ending.
What was the ending? What was your ending?
I thought I told you. I'm pretty sure I told you about this, but we relocated to the quarry after the horde broke through the fences. We killed off Kingsley and Gage because you guys weren't in the group at that point because we thought you were the worst, so you weren't there. We killed you off without even telling you. So we went to the quarry. We kind of settled down. Lucas thought Cass was dead as well. So he went to the cliff top and jumped.
Jeez.
And literally not a second after he did that, Cass walked up to the entrance.
Jesus Christ. Romeo and Juliet.
That was pretty much what Cass did. That was pretty much where it ended.
Damn.
Because we didn't kill Cass off, but we killed Lucas off.
Lucas was wanting to kill Lucas for so long.
Yeah. But that was our ending of it anyway.
Well, my ending was much different.
Yeah, I know your ending was a lot different.
Yeah, I wasn't the asshole who killed off the people who were no longer in my life at the time. I kept them alive, and I wrote you good endings. Okay.
Yeah. We weren't thinking like that, okay? It was a different
No,
time.
I don't hold a grudge. I literally couldn't care less, to be fair.
No, I don't give a shit anymore.
No, we've had our fair share of drama.
Yeah.
To be fair, you know what? Let's touch on this, Jay. Me
No,
and you have had a little bit of drama in the past, haven't we?
Oh god, yeah, but I know. I know where this is going.
We've since moved on.
We've moved on. But I know I know exactly what you're referring to because I've shown at least 3 other people the screenshot.
Yeah, we won't beat around the bush. I was a
No,
cunt.
no. You were a dick.
I deserved a punch in the throat.
And I was willing to give it to you.
You were willing to be the provider of said punch.
I was exactly like I was not. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
No.
You're welcome, I guess. Not really.
No, you're welcome, but not really.
You're welcome, but no.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm happy to say though we moved on well.
Yeah, but I was not the happy-go-lucky person that I would consider myself nowadays to be. I was a lot worse for wear, and of course, you didn't help in that department.
No, I did not. I myself though at the time would worse for wear. I was just demon time. I was a prick. I was on demon time. I was a prick. I was also just not around the best people to make the best decisions.
No, actually, something interesting I recently discovered on Minecraft. I changed my name the exact day you sent that long ass paragraph to me.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that was intentional. I'm sure it was at that point. I think I think I did change it just because it was like I'm not in a good place right now. How do I reflect this in my new name?
Fair enough.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks for that. You
fucking therapy session right here.
What would you say to me? No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's
fine.
It's not fine, but it's fine.
It's not fine, but we're progressing. No, I actually think we're better friends now than we ever were or ever could have been, I think.
Oh, yeah. Lucas and I have had that discussion, too. It's just like, after everything that happened, our friendship has grown a lot stronger.
Yeah, and I don't think it could have grown as strong as it did without the things that happened, to be quite honest.
Yeah, no, it would definitely...
Which is a weird thought.
It's... Yeah, I don't want to say the other party involved was responsible for it, but thanks.
I'm not giving that person credit. Fuck that.
Not giving that person credit. No, we did that all on our own, but at the same time, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You know who you are.
They're not listening. They're not listening.
No,
okay. But yeah, I'm glad it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Very different points in our life now.
Yeah, much.
Speaking of points in our life, what are you doing in life right now?
Okay. Well, right now, I'm not. I mean, of course, I've got a much busier schedule than I did when I first met you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now I'm in college. I'm at university. I'm in sophomore year at university. I'm not saying which, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot to report on that except music in my life, actually.
Yeah. What are you studying at this university as well as your music on the side?
Well, start with studying music or what the fuck? No. I'm a Chinese major. So,
you are? Yeah,
Chinese major. Basically, figuring that out as we go for the most part.
That must be hard. Fuck that.
When I talked to my parents about what I wanted to take in 8th grade for our language class, I brought up Mandarin. They basically just gave me this look and said, "Good luck," because they didn't know what the hell I was doing. They didn't know what I was taking.
So what do you want to do with this Chinese degree? Like, if you're gonna go through college, you're gonna fucking smash it. I know you will. So what do you want to do after that?
I think the primary job I have in mind is interpretation or translation for something.
That would be pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know what sector I want to go into. If it's government, I won't be able to tell you what I'm doing. So I don't know what that.
NDA.
Exactly. Yeah.
And obviously you do your music on the side. Two pieces of music. The only pieces of music in the PogPod are ones written by yours truly, Jay Reid. One of which will be in the description. It's the outro, and it's fucking beautiful. My God.
You've probably heard it at least.
It's called 528.
Yes, now it has now it actually has a name. We can say a name for that now.
Why don't you tell them the backstory to the name of that song, Jay?
So I made okay, well, first I'll talk about how it was made.
Yeah, go on.
It was when was it? It was a while back. I don't know if I'll scroll through DMs here. I don't know if I'll be able to find when you basically commissioned me to make it, but it was
Well, me and Gage wanted an outro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanted
it was the first. We released the first episode of the PogPod, which was edited horrifically. We didn't really have an intro or an outro or anything, and then we kind of you'd listen to it, right?
It looked like a couple of dipshits put it together. Which
we are a couple of dipshits.
Changed now.
Nothing's changed. But
nothing's changed.
You listened to it, and then you were like, wasn't it your idea when you saying I can make you music?
Yeah, I listened to the first PogPod. I enjoyed it. I'm like, do you guys want an intro song for this? Do you want backing tracks for it? What do you want? So I made the.
Give us the hookup.
I gave you the hookup. I gave you the intro track, and then Kingsley, you incorporated that, and then of course you told me, "Can you do an outro as well?" I'm like, "Well, what vibe do you want for that?" You sent me a link, and it was basically this chill, almost lo-fi-ish beat.
What was the actual song I sent you?
It's in our DMs. I'm not gonna find it again, am I?
What was the? I'm really trying to think.
Let me find it.
What song?
It was an outro song for a YouTuber, I think. It was
fucking
C-Scoop.
C-Scoop, yeah, C-Scoop's outro. C-Scoop's outro was so just chill and vibey, and I was like, I want one.
Less upbeat, more winding down with a retro theme. I'm like, okay, I got you. So I sent you, and then of course I sent you what you hear now in the PogPod at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed to fit the bill well, I think.
It did. I love it so much.
And then recently, of course, I went back on that song. I added a few things to it, and it's actually a full track. It's the same thing.
You can listen to it now.
You can listen to it on
and download it, please, because you're doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, it's really sick.
But you also have another song you made.
That one is not in the PogPod. Yes,
it's not in the PogPod.
It's would that be an EP, a single? What is that?
That's a single. That is not an EP.
Do you want to plug it? What's it called? Where can you get it?
Okay, so the song is called Hypervision.
Mm-hmm.
It is available on iTunes, Spotify, basically any music platform known to man. Hopefully those that are not as well. But it's a nice chill dance beat, electronic stuff. Kind of just threw it together one day. I'm like, what the hell do I do? I was at home over Christmas break, and I'm just like, well, what could I do on GarageBand, because I use that for all my musical stuff. What could I do? That actually no. It started out because Lucas wanted a time lapse for one of his.
He
wanted a time lapse, so I'm like, okay, I got you. So I made the original beat, and then I thought, well, wait, I could just add on to this and make whole bunch of different like musical moving parts and all that, and connect it together and make a full song.
And it's brilliant.
So that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, it's
Full song for it. It will be
you could
available in the
definitely,
description.
if the translator doesn't go through, please be famous.
I'm trying right now. I'm working on
I think he'd rather be famous than be a translator. I think the translator's the
He could be
backup here.
both.
The translator's the backup.
I mean, he's got potential for both. Like,
I mean, like, I want to do something that I'm actually.
Can we say that? Oh,
that's bleeped. That's
sorry,
bleeped.
Kingsley.
Oh my god, editing
Just
Future
make it
Kingsley
more-
hates you.
Just making more work for editing Kingsley. Editor Kingsley, I'm sorry.
You should hear some of
Kingsley's.
You should hear some of the old uncut pods.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh
No, you
my
shouldn't.
god.
No, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't, bro. We'll die.
But,
No,
like,
there's parts of these pods like a year ago that I had to sit and cut out because this motherfucker. The pod wouldn't have lasted as long as it has if I wasn't
wouldn't have made
a
it.
host.
It wouldn't have made it a whole 5 episodes.
No.
Yeah, we wouldn't
Let's
be
say
sitting
Jay
here right
was
now.
the main host here with Gage, not me. Jay would have quit.
I would have thrown in the towel by episode 2.
Yup.
Like, yeah, or I would have called you up and said, "Hey, do you want to be? There's a co-host position available. Do you want to?"
You're fired.
Hey, so I'm
You're
kicking
fired.
Gage off. Let's. You want to take over?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Fuck you, I still have the
I'm a-
email and the password, pussy.
You do have to email the password. So,
Guess who's
what?
big? 2048.
What other than like the 2 songs that you've like released or are going to release? Do you have any like others that you're working on or like plans that you're gonna like work on?
Well, for Hypervision, I was actually planning on making that a full album release.
Mm.
Yeah, but of course, I don't have any other songs written yet. But I've been working on that behind the scenes a little bit.
Well, if you wanted to, you could work on the intro for the pod, make that a song like you did the outro. I don't know what you could do with it because it is very intro-y, but knowing you could make a masterpiece out of it. So I'm not worried.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I made a time-lapse style like chill beat into a full release.
Exactly. So you
So,
can do anything.
I could figure something out for it. Maybe that'll be on the album.
Maybe it'll be on the album. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be on the album. I don't know. I've only done Hypervision, and then I've started another one. It is a lot. I'll tell you right now. The other one that I have,
exclusive, guys.
Exclusive. The other song that I've been working on is much faster and it is much more intense.
Rap God.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap.
I'm not rapping on the album. I don't do that.
Would you ever do lyrics on any of your songs, or get someone to do lyrics?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I would do lyrics. I mean, not on this album because it's like electronic and dance beats. I wouldn't do that on that.
I'll do the lyrics for you.
No.
Kid, give us a freestyle.
I need a beat, bro. I need a beat.
Pull up one of the things it's in the Discord.
You know what? On the podcast
like
right now, there's a backing track playing right now. You're missing it.
That's true.
Can you not hear it?
Hey, yo. What up now? Okay, let's go. So I got my homies in the front, the bitches in the back. I ain't a pussy killer, but I love eating cat. Ayo, what's up? Ayo, okay. I'm like my battery's fully charged on the mic. You fucked me up. I was on the ground.
Keep going.
I'm like my battery's fully charged up on the mic. Don't mess with me. I'm about to fucking spike.
Oh my god.
Another censored moment.
Another bit cut out entirely.
2 in 5 minutes. What the fuck?
What are the odds?
Oh my god. That's good.
See, I could be the lyricist.
No.
and that was
No.
freestyle.
No, I
Nah.
think you just fucked up your job application.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
no,
lie.
no.
No,
Just crumpled
I'll
it up.
stick to Bed
Benjamin.
Wars.
You'll stick to bed. Fine.
It's Bed
Have
Wars.
you ever wrote lyrics then, Jay?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I have not released any.
I was gonna
But
say,
I
are you
would.
going to release any? Or
The problem with lyrics for me is finding the flow. Basically, like I can write
That's fair.
lyrics. I would consider myself to be a good writer,
Yeah,
like in terms of words. Like I consider
good
myself to be a
wordplay.
good wordplay, but like I can't fit that into any like
You could be a ghostwriter.
could.
You could be
For
a
Drake.
ghostwriter. For Drake.
I'm
For
calling you
Kanye
out.
West. This is completely off topic, but did you guys see that fucking story about Drake and putting hot sauce in his condom?
Dude, bitch had it coming. That's all I'm saying.
Jay, do you know this
I
story?
did not see this. No.
Okay, so Drake met this girl on like a night out, I think it was, and they started talking, and then they went back to like a hotel room where they like agreed to have sex and stuff.
Mhm.
So they had sex, and Drake wore a condom. And then when they'd finished, he went into the bathroom and put the condom in the bin. And then when he left the bathroom, the girl went into the bathroom to clean herself up.
Uh-huh.
And she fished the condom out of the bin and like put it in her to put the semen in her so she could get pregnant and get money from Drake.
Uh-huh.
Then her vagina began to burn. And she didn't know why, and it was really, really, really burning, and she didn't know what to do, so she called in Drake, and he was like, yeah, when I finished, I put hot sauce in my condom to kill all the sperm,
Yeah.
and you've just put it inside you. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, that is terrible, but it's also really smart in that situation because I mean, Drake is.
If you ask me, the girl deserves it. Like,
Oh yeah.
She tried to get like free money. She tried to get that child
she tried,
support.
yeah, she wanted child support from Drake, who would have paid a lot in child support, just got fucked over with hot sauce.
Yeah, she got pranked.
Yeah.
She
She got bamboozled.
And then Drake wrote a diss track on it.
Yeah. Rob Dyrdek comes out of nowhere. You've been pranked.
You just got pranked.
I don't know how we got onto that, but
Yeah, we don't know. We don't either. You just said, "Oh, by the way, did you guys know this happened?"
no, we were talking about you being able to be like a ghostwriter and stuff. But
Yeah,
like
for Drake, and then you
Back
just like,
Drake.
"Oh, by the way."
Back to the music thing, and maybe this has already been discussed while I was eating dinner. But like, have you ever thought of? Because obviously you're not from the South, but I'm from the southern part of the United States. If you can't tell, and like, I can sing, but I can only sing like very like slow, meaningful, like country music ish. Like, have you thought about dabbling in other genres and things like that?
Okay.
Mm.
Because obviously you're very comfortable with rock. We know that.
I'm a metalhead. That is a very well-known fact by now. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm a metalhead.
Yeah.
Biggest metalhead I know, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'll just join call and he's like, like amazing on the guitar.
I mean, yeah.
Don't even shut the fuck up. Yes, you are.
I actually originally wanted to write stuff in that department. I might still do that. I'm not too sure.
I think you could.
I probably could, but for some reason, I'll start writing stuff like that, and then a melody will come to mind, and it sounds better to me electronically. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know how that works. But other genres of music, I've tried writing like a ballad before. I've actually come very close to releasing it, but didn't because it was a cooperation project actually.
With who?
Lucas.
Oh shit!
I think I remember Lucas made an announcement about it once that me and him were going to release a song.
I did know that. You were right. He was writing the lyrics for it, wasn't he? Or you were working on it together, and he was going to sing the lyrics.
He was going to sing it. Yes, I would have provided the backing track for that.
Yeah,
I still have
That's
the file
cool,
on my. I still have the file on my phone for that. So if I ever want to pick that back up, I could. But I
You
didn't.
should get back into that and finish it.
I could finish it. Yeah, I could definitely do that.
I wish I could make music, bro. I tried learning guitar and gave up very fast. Not because I wasn't interested in it, but because I couldn't fucking do it and it was stressing me out.
Well, was it where your hand? Did your fingers hurt after you did it?
Yeah, I had indents in my fingers from trying to press the chords and stuff.
That's pretty.
I
That's actually.
understand I have to just keep going and my
You
fingers will get used to it, but
Yeah, like my fingers are calloused by now.
your fingers are fucked.
No, they're not. They're hardened.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually like cut my finger open whenever I try to play it.
Do you
Fair.
think you would ever do like any of that like softer music? Because I know, like you mentioned, like there's a song that I listen to, and then Kings listen to it too. I'm sure we all have, but it's called "Ultimately" by
Kai Dreams.
Yeah, Kai Dreams, and it's just like doom.
If you start making music by like similar to like Kai Dreams or the likes of like Georgie, I will literally pay you to listen to it. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I feel like there's a big market for that.
I
already have paid you to listen to your music. I paid 99 British pence to buy Hypervision on Apple Music, and I don't even use Apple Music.
No.
Support me, boy.
And Jay's gonna see what, like 9 cents of that?
If any.
If the sales report ever comes in. But yeah, I could probably do something like that. Do you want me to start working on it now?
No. That's not what I meant. But I feel like there's just, well, you'd be good at anything you do, but like listening to some of your music and stuff like that, like the outro, you're very musically inclined in everything. So whatever you decide to do with whatever genre you decide to follow, you're gonna do great at it.
I just enjoy anything music related ever since the 5th grade when I picked up an actual instrument for the first. Well, yeah, an actual instrument for the first time. We don't count the recorder in 4th grade. That doesn't count.
I play the recorder.
How many people did you deafen with it?
Everybody.
Hot cross buns.
For some reason, that's the first song anybody learns on any instrument. Actually, it wasn't for me. Well, it was for me. I don't know.
Oh, you're so gifted and talented, Jay.
Okay, I didn't.
Now that we know a little bit more about Jay, what are some other things that we talk about?
Well, there is one thing about Jay that I would like to bring up because I'd love to hear more about his opinion on it and a little bit of, not a debate, more of a discussion. Just one question, Jay. Are you by any chance a religious man?
Okay. Let me just preface this by saying, if you know me, and I've been known to do this before, if you bring up religion in my presence, like in person, I will go on a tangent every time. I did this with Katie in the car one time, and I think she wanted to jump out while I was going 40 down the main street. But
yeah, knowing, if anyone knows Jay, they know he's just not a religious man at all. Mm-mm. So why are you not a religious man, Jay?
Well, okay. To answer that, we got to go back to when I first joined the church the first official things that I did in church were in like 1st grade. I think I did the preschool thing that most churches offer. Like, you drop your kids off in the preschool area, and you go to the daily sermon. You come pick them up at the end. I think I did. I'm pretty sure. Actually, yeah, I did do that at a different church. Then I moved to another church in the 1st grade.
Mm-hmm.
Went through the children's Sunday school there, and then we went. So we did that, and then middle school was more like a youth group. Hold on, Gage, your mic is freaking out, by the way.
Yeah, your mic's bugging right now, Gage.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Carry on.
But like middle school and high school were, well, mostly middle school. It was like a youth group, which is a bunch of middle school or high school age kids. We had an annex in our church. It was just called the annex. We went over there and we had an actual pastor, and he would, deliver basically a more watered down version of whatever sermon was going on in the main hall. So I did that for a few years, and I think that is where my
Hatred.
I don't want to say anti-religion because that just sounds bad. That makes me sound like a terrible person.
Is that like Venom?
What?
You know how like
you just compared a Spider-Man villain to
me.
to Jen not liking religion.
no, but
Yeah.
like listen, but like you know how like Peter Parker's like Spider-Man, he's like the hero, but Venom isn't like really a bad person. He's just misunderstood,
Anti-hero.
and he's like the anti-hero.
Mhm.
That's
That
like
is the
No, that's
weirdest
still not a-
analogy
that's
I've
still
ever
not a
heard.
very good analogy.
That is the weirdest analogy ever.
no, but it makes sense because like there's like atheists, there's religious, and there's anti-religion. He's just an anti-hero. That's not a bad thing.
I'm an atheist. I would
You're
consider
an
myself an atheist.
So you're
I fall
Venom.
into that.
So it's not that you have anything against religion or like
No,
dislike people who
it's
are
not like
religious.
I
It's
have-
just not
not
for
like
you.
It's not like I have any personal vendetta. Right. Like it's not like, oh, this really bad thing happened to me at church one day, and I swore against whatever power you believe. But no, it was just
Do you like coincide with any like other religion? It doesn't have to be a major one, obviously, but like does that make more sense to you, or do you just try to stick to yourself when it comes to that stuff?
no. I mean, I grew up Christian.
Yeah.
I think my atheist tendencies started in high school, as most usually do, because like you're getting taught all this creationist evolution. The theory of
Yeah.
evolution really starts to take hold in high school.
It's also when your brain properly like starts
Exactly,
developing, and
like-
you get
Yeah.
independent and you develop your own opinions on stuff.
Like I said before, believe what you want to believe, but like once you start, this is gonna sound really bad, but like believe what you
Oh,
believe.
God.
All that. You can believe what you want, but once you start thinking about what teachings you're like, or what the Bible or whatever I guess scripture you read from, it doesn't really hold up. At least that's what I've seen, and a lot of other atheists have discussed. Like the Bible is full of contradictions.
Yeah.
For this part of the podcast, I wish we had someone on who was religious. We should have got
That
Lucas
is-
or Jen on because they're
Oh.
religious, and it's respectable that they're
Well,
religious.
I have a not like a counter argument, but like something to
Mhm.
say towards that.
Sure.
Go on.
Because I'm not the most religious person, and I'm not like full on atheist.
Even if you were religious, you're not getting into heaven.
Right. Like
You
That's
would
the-
be booted out the heaven gates.
Nah, bro. If you know me, trust me, I got a front row seat beside Hitler and Osama bin Laden.
You know what? I don't doubt it.
I don't
So-
know.
Anyways, continue with your point.
Anyway,
I get what Jay's like saying with like it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't have it does have contradictories and stuff like that.
yes.
Like even though I am kind of religious, I don't believe in Adam and Eve. That story is a whole bunch of bullshit to me. That somebody
Okay.
came out of the dirt and stuff like that. But
No,
I mean, like it makes sense. Like there's been multiple accounts of like giant floods, or there's been things found, and I mean, so
Isn't
there's
Jesus' foreskin in a museum somewhere?
it's not a foreskin.
It is. It's Jesus'
It
foreskin.
is.
No, it's not. It's not like his dick skin.
Yeah,
Yes.
his foreskin. That's what foreskin is, Gage.
No, but like there's like a shroud. Like I forgot what it's called. Like the shroud of Jesus, and it has like Jesus's face like radiated into it. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Seriously, like look it up. King of
I've literally just googled Jesus foreskin museum. In the Gospel according to Jesus Christ, Jose Saramago writes that anyone wishing to venerate that foreskin today need only visit the parish church of Calcutta near Viterbo in Italy. I've just butchered so many words, but anyways, where it is preserved in a reliquary for the spiritual benefit of the faithful and the amusement of prying atheists. So they're attacking you there, Jay.
That's a direct attack on me. Okay.
Jesus Christ has his foreskin in a parish church in Italy.
Okay.
Can I go on images and see?
Here's what I was talking about.
Oh my god, it's real, bro. That is okay. Image on screen right now. That is disgusting.
I don't think you can show that on screen.
I can.
Actually.
It's skin.
Here's
actually no, I won't show that. Just
No,
Google
don't do that.
Jesus foreskin museum.
Here's
Viewer
one
discretion advised.
Here's the one that I was talking about. It's a little bit more appropriate. It's called the Shroud of Turin, also known as the Holy Shroud.
Mm-hmm.
It is a length of linen cloth being the negative image of a man, which is like black and white. And people describe the image as depicting Jesus of Nazareth. But
I've Googled it. I'll put that on screen as Gage is talking.
You can put that one on screen. Yeah,
I can put that on screen.
But you can see like the face.
It's a man's face. It's got long hair. Its eyes are closed.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like Jesus.
So is this implying that this is the shroud that he was buried in?
It's implying, like something like that. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
It's implying that something happened to it to absolutely like pin the image of a man onto this.
Right,
some form of radiation.
Right, like it was wrapped around his head.
Yeah, like it's not natural. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like that doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Jesus is like, oh shit, I got to prove my existence in 22,000 years.
And there's also I'm sure we've all seen the like the chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea because the story, Moses split the Red Sea and the Egyptians followed him and he closed it on their ass and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's chariots down there and stuff like that. And then Noah's Ark. That's like probably the most famous example.
That is probably the big. Actually, that whole story is probably one of the biggest pieces of evidence.
Yeah,
of our argument.
But that's like been like
supposedly found, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
keyword there. Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. I'm looking.
Okay. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with the Noah's Ark story. So you know how like layers of sediment will settle in water, and like water will displace it, and you can see the displacement.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a like global scale flood, like the Bible depicts in, I believe, Genesis, don't you think we would see that displacement on the surface? Because like you have the
biology.
Big you have the big biology, the sediment.
Yes.
Dumbass. Biology is the study of life.
I know, dumbass.
My pet rock's alive, and I can prove it.
But that's the
that rock has feelings. Look, not Lucas, Gage.
But that's another thing. Like even if Noah's Ark isn't real, the floods are. Like there's been there's been massive global floods. Like there's been fucking fish found on top of Mount Everest and shit.
I don't deny that there's been global floods in the past, but the time frame is the problem.
Yeah,
because the Bible depicts that the world was created a few thousand years ago, right?
I think it's like
5,000 years. Maybe?
Yeah, like Jesus lived 2,000 years ago, and then it was like
however
long before that.
Right. So about 5,000 years, we'll say.
Yeah, and obviously a large portion of that's left up to an interpretation, like how much time really passed and stuff like that.
Yeah. So about 5,000 years, we'll say. There is no physical evidence of a global scale flood happening around the time that the Bible would predict. Because if you remember, 5,000 years ago was like early civilizations.
Yeah.
They were still there. They didn't go anywhere around that time. According to historians, they didn't just some up and left, but for various reasons. But not like, you don't see like their like clay structures being displaced across an entire continent. Like you don't see that as, like, you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
no
There's
like
no like concrete
there's no
there and
concrete
then.
evidence that there's like displaced sediment that is 5,000 years old from a global scale flood.
Yeah.
Religion to me is just very, very messy.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to 2 colleges in my life, or like college for me is like the last 2 years of high school.
Right.
So for the first year of my college, I went to a different college that I'm in now,
Mhm.
and one of the subjects I studied was RS philosophy, which was
Mhm.
religion and philosophy. So we
Yeah.
questioned a lot of religion aspects and like why the fuck we're here, pretty much. And that lesson was actually really interesting. I didn't like doing religious studies at school because
Right.
I went to a Catholic primary school and a Catholic secondary school, and when you go to a Catholic school, they force the idea of being a Catholic down your throat. Like they push it so heavily on you, and that's why I didn't want to follow it, because if I was to be a Catholic, I'd be a Catholic on my own terms. I'd do my own research, but they forced it down my throat to the point. Pardon me, to the point I didn't want to learn because I didn't want it to be pushed on me like that. But funnily enough, religious studies was one of the highest grades I got in secondary school. So I did it at college, and it was very, very interesting. And one of obviously the biggest topics we studied was like the existence of God and if it was possible and stuff. It was very, very interesting. Yeah, I still don't have a stance on it. I wouldn't call myself religious, but I wouldn't call myself an atheist.
I think that's, what is that? You're agnostic, I think is the term. Like you don't really fall one way or the other.
You're Ashkenazi Jew.
Fuck's sake.
The stories of, oh, I've like experienced a miracle firsthand and all that. Like, yeah, I'm sure you did. Like, I'm not like, again, I'm not bashing on your belief. Like, if you want to believe that there's a higher power that stepped in and aided you or did whatever, then that's fine. You can believe that. Don't tell me definitively that that's exactly what happened, because I'm almost fairly like almost certain that there's some sort of like scientific explanation for what's going on.
Do you believe you've ever experienced like a godly experience or like a miracle, or do you know anyone that said they've experienced that?
Myself, I have not. I would not consider any like fantastical event in my life to be a miracle. Like, I mean, I can call it a miracle all I want, but like I don't really believe it. It's just like I have the word like, oh my God, God damn it, all that in my vocabulary, but I don't exactly believe it. It's just something that's been ingrained in my vocabulary for a long time, and I can't really do anything about it.
No. What about you, Gage? Do you think you've ever had a godly experience or a miracle, or do you know anyone who has?
Oh, I definitely have. Half of them I probably can't remember.
That's because you're high, Gage. That's not a
Because you
godly
were high,
experience. That's
that's
just
not
you
even-
tripping.
I mean, shit. I've been in a lot of situations that I probably shouldn't have made it out of.
Well, I think we've all been there.
Yeah. But, I mean, at this point, I'm pushing my luck, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's one way.
If there is a God, he's really giving you chances.
Yeah. Yeah. If cats have 9 lives, I've got them beat. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a fair share of miracles. I don't know if it was because of God or not, but I mean, I'd say the fact that I'm still here on this earth is
some people say
or another
itself, life, a miracle.
Right.
You know, out of all that sperm, you're the one that won the race.
Well,
That's a miracle.
when people say life is a miracle, I don't see it as just the here and now. I see it as everything that came before that. We're talking like several billion years of life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's some lives that are not a miracle.
Yeah,
Yes, true.
yeah, you're right. But I mean, and yeah, I'm never going to be 100% certain on how life itself began. Like, I can be certain on how the Earth began. There's been several consistent theories that I've believed on how the Earth was created, not just the Earth started. Okay, I got to go back to this. So the Bible, the first verse, like the first few verses, I'm pretty sure depict the Earth as just this big like ball of darkness, and it's all an ocean, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, God made the earth in
The Earth in the
6
heavens.
days and rested on the seventh.
Yeah, but like the Earth itself started out in the Bible as just a big ball of water, if I remember correctly. And then he added
He added land, he gave it
added
light,
the
he
land,
added
added the
life.
sky. Yeah. The Earth, I do not think the Earth started out as water. The Earth, and of course we're talking whatever the time frame is that when the Earth was created, 1,000 years back, maybe. In this case, probably 10,000 years. Or 10 to 20,000 years. Whereas if you actually look at the science behind the Earth, you'll see that the Earth is probably closer to about 4.5 billion years old.
Shit.
Kind of formed when this is going to be very watered down and very basic. If you want like more information, of course, I invite you to look at like all these different scientific books and textbooks. But like, of course, the force of gravity kind of pulled everything together. It was a very like hot, molten lava and magma big ball, of course, and then gradually it cooled off. And then, these basic chemical compounds, hydrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, kind of came into the Earth through whatever means, most likely asteroids.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Earth, of course, didn't have a magnetic field quite yet, so it was just getting bombarded with all these big asteroids.
This all, even though science, don't ask me to explain science, please. I could not do. It's hard to say, but it's also like it makes a lot more sense than
It makes
a mystical being creating it in 7 days. But at the same time, who am I, this tiny, tiny little ant of a creature on a planet in an infinite galaxy? Who am I to say that some mystical being can't create a planet in 7 days?
I'll tell you right now, you can't create an island in one day. Because look at Hawaii, for example. Like that is entirely comprised of volcanic islands. They don't just rise up from the depths in one day, like the Bible depicts.
You never seen Maui, bro? What can you say except you're welcome, bro?
What can I say except
I'm gonna get copyrighted.
You guys, yeah, now you've done it.
Religion's just confusing. It's so weird. And it's hard to wrap your head around. That's what it is. And it's very frustrating because I really want to know all the answers, but I don't think I ever will. And I don't think anyone ever will ever know.
Oh, no, not at all.
Like,
okay, there you go. Yeah, I just looked it up. So, yeah, like volcanic islands, they don't form in one day. They take millions of years just to even get to the surface. And then, of course, they got to grow as more sediment comes up from underneath, and it just kind of adds on to the size of the island. And the point is, it doesn't take a day.
yeah.
Rome wasn't
you're
built
not
in a
God,
day,
bitch,
neither
so...
was the Earth.
Yeah, see this. I wish we had someone who was properly religious on right now
to
debate
it.
Bounce off it.
Yeah,
because Jen will get on your ass in a heartbeat about some religion. She will. If you don't know Jen, we love you. Just a little firecracker when it comes to Jesus.
Yeah,
Lucas would change his perspective.
Yeah, depending on who he's talking to.
Like if he's talking to Jen, then it just depends on who he's surrounded by, who he's talking to.
It's yeah. I'd say I'd look more into religion, but I don't know. It's weird. Part of it is scared too, because it is like a very like existential crisis type.
It's just like, what if you're wrong and there really is something about it and you go to hell? And it's just like,
or what if
very
you're right?
certain. I'm very certain and backed by scientific fact that it is not.
It's also a scarier thing. What if you're right and we do just completely exist on accident, and everything we know and everything we love is literally a one in impossible chance of happening?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like having like a religious perspective of a God that gave you life kind of gives you reassurance. Like some mystical being gave a shit and created you, but then where the fuck is it now?
Yeah, like
where are you?
Because it says like, oh, I'll return in 1,000 years or whatever. I think it was 1,000 years, right? I mean, I could be wrong.
What is this? The second coming of Jesus?
Yeah, like it's like he went up, he supposedly ascended, and he said, "I'll return in 1,000
Yeah,
years."
bro.
Basically.
He's
It's
already
been
came back.
2,000 years.
He already came back and he's pouring hot sauce in condoms, bro.
He's putting hot sauce in condoms. And
Drake is the second coming of Christ.
Drake is the Almighty. All hail Drake.
All hail Hotline Bling.
What's his name on Twitter? It's like
Champagne Pappy.
yeah. All hail Champagne Poppy.
Yeah, like I mean, another point that like I hear a lot is, "Oh, Jesus loves you and God loves you and all that." No, the fuck he doesn't, because I don't know if you
There's
know
no way in
this.
hell.
I don't know if you know. There's no way in hell, but I don't know if you know.
He hasn't sent me one birthday card.
He hasn't given me gold, frankincense, and myrrh for my birthday. What the fuck? But like, you understand that he supposedly creates all life. That would include the coronavirus,
Cancer. Ebola.
cancer, Ebola, E. coli, all these different pandemics throughout history.
Mm-hmm. The
And yet
plague.
and here's the funny part: whenever people get cured of this, who do they think?
Cage. Keep
But
going, Jeff, please.
But have you noticed that whenever somebody has this horrible disease, and of course I feel sympathy for people that do. I'm not totally heartless, but it's just like, who do they thank first? 9 times out of 10, who do the people's families thank first?
Jesus.
Exactly. That fucker didn't do anything. He literally just sat on his throne in the sky, freaking like
laughing at you.
All these missed calls of prayers piling up on his desk. And
missed calls.
Seriously, like he doesn't. I don't think I mean, when I was a kid, I took it a little more seriously when I prayed to him. He didn't answer a single one.
I used to pray when I was a kid. It was only ever in desperate times of need, though. Or as a kid, a desperate time of need is I lost my Lego man. But like when I was a kid, if like I wanted like something done and I was too lazy to do it myself, I'd sit out my window and I'd pray. But I mean, to be fair, I probably did find that Lego man, but
probably did, but it was on your own volition. Like there was no divine intervention when it came to finding it. Like it didn't just like you didn't know where it was. You pray, and then you wake up and it's sitting right there on your bedside table. No, like it's just like the doctors did all this work to save you, and you're thanking some sky daddy up in the sky. Like, no,
hi, daddy.
No, thank you.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best name I've ever heard someone give Jesus. Sky Daddy.
I love you guys.
That's what it is. It's just the way it is these days. People are getting more desperate. They're looking for any means necessary. It's just like again, like you can believe what you. I have to keep reiterating this. Believe what you want. If it's treating you well, awesome. Like you know what, I'm happy for you if it's working for you.
Yeah, one thing religion does do for people, it gives them comfortability and it gives them hope.
Gives them hope. It gives them security. Comfortable. They're comfortable
And
with
I'm happy
it,
that it
and
does
that's
that for
okay.
people.
Like that's the good part of religion.
Well, that's what we need in this world.
We're not going to talk about the other part of religion. That's just like we're going to take your money. We're not going to take your money and give you sermons on why you shouldn't be a bad person.
Yeah. Well, there's enough of that already, you know.
There's. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on from religion before Jay's head explodes.
The
last thing I'd like to talk to Jay about, before the end of this episode, because this I don't want to like toot your horn or anything, Jay, but this is the longest PogPod episode so far.
Oh yeah, that's what
really? How long has the recording been on?
An hour and a half, pretty much.
Oh my god.
We started at 11:15 p.m. for me, and it's now 12:47 a.m. So,
jeez, okay.
But one thing I did want to ask you about is you've started streaming a lot on Twitch.tv.
That is correct. This is
Twitch.tv/J is Unforgiven.
Yes. Go follow. Go check it out. I stream various
subscribe,
games.
donate all your money. Anyways, what do you stream? What is your purpose of streaming? Why do you stream? Enlighten us.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not to give sermons on why I don't believe in a person up in the sky. I'm just a casual. I'm a casual. Just a casual.
Very casual.
I'm a casual.
Shout out Alto.
Yes, hi Alto. I keep it casual on my streams. I just kind of stream mostly Minecraft. I'm actually going through Undertale right now. At the time of this recording, I'm past Undyne in the genocide route.
Nice.
So hopefully after this recording, you guys can go back and watch the VODs and tune in when I do it again. I mean, it's just something I want to do for fun. Like, if I make money out of it, great. If I can make it a career out of it, even better. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it because I just want to have fun.
That's what me and Gage did with the PogPod. We started this because it's fun, not because like
you guys just started this by saying Gage is high, King doesn't have anything to do. Let's put a mic in one of our conversations.
Yeah,
literally.
And this is what we get. What would you say is the most like important thing to get while you're streaming? Because I know like I know me and King like earlier today, like me and Dawn, I was playing and stuff like that, and Dawn was just watching me, and she was just like, you could be a streamer. And I was like, I could never be a streamer. I would have to rely on everything I say, and everything that comes out of my mouth is 99% of the time not family appropriate.
Yeah. Well,
you know, so like, how do you...
Yeah, Gage gets a warning before every one of Jay's streams.
Yes, he has to abide by my terms of service. But it's just like, of course, you guys have probably seen that I'm not active in our server as much. I mean, of course, now I'm back. But, I've been streaming on another server with a friend named Scaps. She's been guiding me through the basics, basically. And, like, she also... one of the things that stuck out to me is just, like, don't worry about how many people are watching you.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, then you're going to be more focused on that. You're going to be focused on getting all the attention. Just like, then it's not going to be as good. And then, of course, the other thing she told me is just be yourself. Like, don't be a different personality on stream than you are off stream. Because, like, if you put on this show, and sure, you may get subscribers, you may get donations just by doing this character that isn't really you. So
it becomes a chore at that point.
So, like, the problem with that is if you, like, go into a stream one day and you're just being you, like, your normal self, people are going to notice, and most of the time it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
People are going to... because people on Twitch notice change a lot. So if you're not the same person on stream and off stream, it's going to be a lot harder for you to manage it, and it's just not... it's just not the same.
Mm.
Like,
So before you actually streamed yourself, were you a big watcher of people's streams?
yeah. I mean, I was oddly enough, I was watching music streams. Go figure.
Mm.
I watched a lot of those for a while. I subscribed to a few of them. Still subscribed to a few of them. So I'm just, and then of course they also played games on their streams. I'm just like, well, I want to do that. I want to try that.
And you're succeeding.
Oh yeah, you're doing very well.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
It's a very much a work in progress. It's very much a work in progress.
Whenever I can, I tune into the streams, and I can say I have a lot of fun. Like,
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm definitely having fun doing it.
The one the other week on Home MC, which I recently joined, pretty fun server.
Which, by the way, it is an open server. So if you're in my Twitch chat, or if you want to put the Discord link in the description, you could do that.
We could do that, yeah. Scaps, pay me. Scaps, why you not pay me? Yeah. You were building as your base the Doofenshmirtz tower from Phineas and Ferb, and that was really entertaining.
I mean, that's
it was really cool build, and it was also just really fun to watch. It was very chill, very laid back. Enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, that's what a lot of my streams are going to be. Just like chill, a lot of grindy stuff, but you know what? Can't really do anything about that.
The thing is, though, streaming that grindy stuff makes it more fun, and you can also turn it into a fun experience for the people watching. Like, make games out of it, make little challenges out of it.
Right, like
do
when
a
I get
shit ton of things.
Like when I get to affiliate, then I can actually start doing stuff with that. But I can't do that right now because I'm still.
Yeah. What does it take to become an affiliate?
Affiliate there's a few requirements. One of which is 50 followers. That's probably one of the biggest ones. You need, I think, an average of 3 viewers.
Okay.
So some sort of audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a small audience to get you started. And then stream on 7 different days, which is not too bad. You just stream once every day and you're good to go on that one. And there was something else, but I don't remember. But yeah, the followers and the viewers thing is the most significant.
The noticeable one.
Not necessarily the most important, because again, it's not about the viewers, it's about the fun.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's what it takes to be affiliate, and then partners just a lot. But I'm working one at a time here. I'm starting
one at a time.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it does go well for you, because that would be sick.
Yeah, I'm again definitely enjoying doing it.
And then me and Gage can claim that famous Twitch streamer Jay's Unforgiven, when on his first ever podcast, the PogPod, before he was even famous, and then that's our claim to fame. We earn loads of money, and yay!
And then we were here. Then we're inseminating ourselves with your hot sauce semen.
Yes,
yes, that's what I wanted to hear before I go off on Twitch.
Yep, that's the highlight of your podcast.
That's the highlight of this.
You became, you know what? You were a ghostwriter for Drake. Drake is the Sky Daddy Jesus, and now you are Drake. It's all come full circle.
It's all full circle. Next thing you know, I'm putting hot sauce in condoms.
Exactly. However, I think that might be all we have time for today.
This has been going on for a while.
It's been a long ass time. However, the PogPod is back.
It's back, baby.
This was a very, very good first episode.
It was amazing.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming on, Jay.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see you again.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see you again.
We will see you again.
We'll see you guys next year for the next podcast.
Fuck off. We're not going to promise a return episode.
I mean, it could happen.
But
eventually.
We will be doing one. Just not going to tell you when. Okay?
Yeah. All right. So, tune in 2023.
But yeah, thank you very much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you thought. And fuck you cunts. See you later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.